Hello race fans, I'm Wylie Wade and this is Wylie's Race Report.
Hello race fans, I'm Wylie Wade and this is Wylie's Race Report, looking back at the action from April 26, 2025 at Antioch Speedway. It was a full night of racing and we'll look at that in a minute, but first let's tell you what's coming up this weekend at Antioch Speedway, May 3rd. This Saturday, May 3rd, only at Antioch Speedway, it's the Soaries Memorial. We'll have the mini stocks, the Pacifico's Hobby Stocks, the IMCA Northern Sports Modifieds, the IMCA Stock Cars, the IMCA Modifieds, and the Extreme Late Models. All in action this Saturday, May 3rd at Antioch Speedway. Gates open at 4 o'clock. Racing action kicks off around 6 o'clock. Come on out for another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. This past Saturday night, it was a full card of racing with the Hunt Magneto Series making their first of 4 visits to Antioch Speedway for the 2025 season. We also had the Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks, the 600 Micros, the BCRA Lightning Sprints, the Super Stocks were in the house, and the Dwarf cars. It was a full card and a lot of great racing action on a beautiful track. You know, Saturday morning, we weren't even sure we were going to race because it was pouring rain for a little minute, but turned out to be beautiful. Track was great and had some great racing action. Let's talk to some winners and a couple we're not going to be able to get to talk to. First up, 600 Micros, where Peyton Gentry out of Santa Rosa, California took home the win. He was followed by Kyle Mensch, Buddy Chappelle, Ryan Dotson, Roberto Monroy, or as we love to call him, Bob, took flight in turn number 4. Thankfully, Roberto and the Minion are both okay. Car, gonna need a little work, but he just says he's gonna get it fixed and get it back out there. And I was told by the track worker who pulled him out of the car, he was all excited and said, "Ooh, I want to do that again." Crazy. Anyway, Peyton Gentry took home the win. Let's go talk to him. Wait, I can't, because Peyton, you drove right on past, you didn't go to Victory Lane. So we can't talk to Peyton. But that's okay. Peyton Gentry taking home the win for the 600 Micros. Okay, we're going to jump ahead a little bit into the night and go take a look at the Pacifico's Hobby Stocks, where Racing Grayson Baca took home the win after Chad Johnson out of Bakersfield was disqualified. Also, Jason Ryan Jr. disqualified, both of them having a distributor, my understanding, that was not legal. So Racing Grayson Baca took home the win. Charlie Bryant ended up finishing second. Larry McKenzie Jr. finished third. Brody Garner, in only his second time out in that race car, finished in the 4th spot. What a great job. His wife, the squirrel, is wondering why he hasn't spun out yet. Doing a great job there, Brody. Jess Palladino finished 5th. Jewel Crandall in the 6th spot. John Keats 7th. Ryan Smith finished 8th. Mad Matty Motts finished 9th, and rounding out the top 10 was Gavin Griffiths. And again, we can't talk to the winner because we didn't get him because of the DQs. Chris Durden in the 410 takes home the win, holding off Sean Catucci in the 43 car for tonight's main event for the Dwarf cars. Victory Lane interview coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our winner, Chris Durden! Chris, you got out right on the start.
Yeah.
And never looked back, but man, Sean Catucci came on there at the last couple of laps and gave you a run for it.
Yeah, I was trying to get around that lapper, but held me up a little bit and still held on to the first though.
Looked like you two touched coming up off turn number 2 on the last lap. Did you feel that contact?
Yes, yeah, I did. Yeah.
So that helped you get out. Sean had to gather it back up. But on a night like that, man, you just got out there green to checkered.
Yeah, that was, I just came from Watsonville last night and won that one and now won tonight.
2 in a row this weekend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank my whole crew. They helped me with the car and do everything I asked and get it set up exactly how I would like. I'd like to thank my wife. She supports me and puts up with a lot with me going in the shop all the time. I want to give it up to the Lord. He's the #1 reason why I'm here and doing anything that I do. And also Durden Construction and DRI Suspension.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our winner, Chris Durden. All right, let's send it upstairs to Ken. Greg Dinette, 47 car, just took home the win
in the BCRA Lightning Sprint main event. Second place, Dakota Albright made a last 200, or not even 200, 20 foot before the start line pass for second, as Jason Shoshtag let up early or had a problem, I'm not sure which, but suddenly that car slowed, and that allowed Dakota Albright to make the pass for second, with Shoshtag getting third. Victory Lane coming up next. Hey Greg, you're in Victory Lane.
Feels awesome. 2 in a row, 3 in a row quick times. Really can't thank my brother, my wife Tanya. Car's been on rails. We're doing stuff different than the norm, and it's really paying off. And yeah, just super fun, you know. Amazing racetrack. I've loved Antioch Speedway my whole life. I grew up here racing, and always loved coming here. I feel like I have a leg up because I know what the dirt's going to do, and just can't be more thankful to be in Victory Lane again.
The initial start that we ended up calling back because of the yellow, you did not get out on the point on that one. What happened there?
Yeah, you know, just to be honest, it's a little confusing with the 2 cones. Too hard to see the orange stripe, so he did get the jump on me. I was waiting for the second cone, but that's no excuse. Shoshtag is a great race car driver, and it would have been really tough to get by him if that initial start would have stick. But thankful we got another shot. He kind of bobbled on the start a little bit, and yeah, just blew it into one wide open and checked out from there.
You didn't get away from him for a while. He was running there, but you were getting off the turn much better than he was. Your car looked like there wasn't a spot on the track that it wasn't handling well.
Yeah, the car was amazing. I could put it anywhere, getting through traffic and stuff like that. You know, you never know where anybody's at. You know, the track's super hooked up. Everybody's going to be good. You know, they're going to be fast as long as they have a decent race car. You know, I knew I wasn't like yarding them, but, you know, I just didn't feel anybody. And it's a lonely spot being out front because you don't know what to do. And all I kept doing was just holding it wide open and hitting my marks, and it paid off.
Who do you want to thank?
Again, I got to thank my wife, Tanya, my brother, Todd, my sponsors, my business, Greg's Harbor Floors, Alameda Mortgage, all the great stuff. American Racer Tires, who I just started running, Gould Motors, Hyper Chassis, FK Shocks. I mean, that's what gives us the winning ticket.
Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Greg Dinette. Candace, take away the start. Mike Learn grabbing the lead right from the very start for the Super Stock main event here tonight, holding off Randy Miramontes. As Randy kept taking shots at him going into the turn, Mike would be able to pull away on the exit. Pratt Fetty Ryland finishing third. Victory Lane coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mike Learn!
Buddy. Thank you. Where you want me?
Right about there, Lars. Mike, he didn't make it easy on you. He kept taking shots. He got into the turn better, and you got off better, and that paid off for you.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine, so it's always fun to run with him. He got one on me in the heat race, so I wasn't going to let him get at me again.
Who do you want to thank for helping you get out here?
My brother-in-law Fred, my sponsors, Redline Oil, Base Racing Fuel, IBOC, and Brent Transmissions.
Well, congratulations. We unfortunately are on the timeline, so congratulations for you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mike Learn! Jake Morgan takes home the Hunt Magneto Series main event. Josh Young finishing second, Bob Newberry rounding out the top three. Victory Lane coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jake Morgan! You got out front and basically had it on your own.
Kinda. I mean, I knew towards the end they were going to be breathing down my neck. I know Josh gets around this place pretty good. Just got lucky, and I got the front row. Unfortunate for the 3T car, but yeah, finally to get one here at Antioch's pretty cool. We've been faster every time we've come here, and just couldn't put a whole night together. So I'm stoked. After Placerville's flip, it's great to put it in victory lane, and I can't thank the Dolner crew enough for standing behind me this year, and can't wait to do it some more.
You're right that Josh Young was probably about the only guy out there that had anything for you, and he made a mistake there with a couple laps left. Got a little too high in turn 2. Otherwise, he may have had a shot at you the last 2 laps.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, Josh and his dad, they got that car dialed in. But it's fun racing with them. We've raced outlaw karts together. We kind of grew up around each other. Our dads raced against each other, so it's cool to keep the thing going.
Then the last couple laps, you also got into a whole big group of lap traffic.
Yeah, that was pretty tricky, trying to pick a line to get through, and I knew the top was preferred by the end, and I just stuck the bottom good enough, and it worked. So, like I said, I can't thank my guys enough. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Who else you want to thank?
Mark Dolner Motorsports, 7 Leaves, Matrenga Hot Rods, Rex Hutchinson Race Engines, just everyone that's on this car. I couldn't do it without them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jake Wylie! Hey, Josh. Well, I talked to you last time you were here. Are they hanging on one of those? A little different position, but man, you almost got there. You had to work your way up there.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of work. We got buried a little early, and it just got screwed up in the qualifying, which kind of put you in a bad spot for the rest of the night. Starting 9th on a track like this it's hard to race. It took way too long to get to 2nd, and then once we got racing, Jake did a great job. Everything I did, he countered or blocked it, or it was a good race. I'm sure the fans really enjoyed it. I had fun. It's not the good side of the race you want to be in, but it's a pretty good day if you can complain about 2nd.
You were about the only car out there that looked like they had anything for them. You were getting right there, and then there was a little mishap, a little bobble in turn number 2. He shot up a little too high and lost some ground there.
Yeah, no, that traffic. We were getting 3 wide lap traffic, and then you gotta make a decision, and you gotta stick with it. And whatever you stick with, sometimes it costs you some time, sometimes it makes you up some time. But I got to thank Jeff and Debbie for building this car for me, and Rich Brace, he built the motor, and he's helping tonight with whatever we need, because we're a little short-handed. It's just me and my dad again, and the car is really good. I just wish we could have got started in the front 3 rows.
Well, I'm going to say if it's just you and your dad for the 2nd time in a row here, you've got a 1st and a 2nd. You might want to think about something there.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be here. We were supposed to be in the lane car tonight. And, with everything raining out, I'm glad this still was able to happen. It's an expensive night for me with tear-offs, but it's hard. It's first world problems.
Who else you want to say thanks to before we get out of here?
Tony's here as well. Shay's sick, so she couldn't make it. But yeah, no, it's just I'm glad the Hunt Series was able to put another race together, and you guys were able to accommodate it with the rain, and I'm sure Jake had a lot of fun too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Young finishing 2nd.
This Saturday, May 3rd, only at Antioch Speedway, it's the Soaries Memorial. We'll have the mini stocks, the Pacifico's Hobby Stocks, the IMCA Northern Sports Modifieds, the IMCA Stock Cars, the IMCA Modifieds, and the Extreme Late Models. All in action this Saturday, May 3rd at Antioch Speedway. Gates open at 4 o'clock. Racing action kicks off around 6 o'clock. Come on out for another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. Want to remind you, coming up on May 10th, it is the NARC King of the West 410 Sprint Car Series in the house at Antioch Speedway. Going to be a great night of racing for Wing Sprint Cars. It's going to be fast. Also that night, not so fast, but still going to be just as fun. The Mother's Day minivan races are taking place, and moms, you still have time to get a car, knock the glass out of it, get the lights out of it, get your fire suit and helmet and all that safety gear ready to go, and come on out and go racing. If you can't find a minivan, you can put a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car out there as well. That's an option, being minivans are hard to find. But that's coming up on May 10th. You can buy your tickets right now on raceantiochspeedway.com or on my Race Pass app under Antioch Speedway. Great racing coming up. You don't want to miss it, folks. You want to be there at Antioch Speedway. We don't stream. There may be a couple races coming up this year we'll stream, and I'll tell you about it. But if you see those links from the scammers, don't click on it, because we are not streaming our regular races. It's going to do it for this episode of Wylie's Race Report. Until next time, I'm Wylie Wade. Until I see you on Saturday at Antioch Speedway. Goodbye, everybody. And we're going to talk to some of the victory lane folks. Balls. Damn. Peyton Gentry out of Santa Rosa, California took home the win. He was followed by Cal. Let's start that over, okay? Just from the 600 micros. And also on the night, it is the mini blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go again, shall we? 3, 2.